Hi guys, my name is Nihan. Oh gosh, ew. My name is Nihan. Welcome to your, oh my god. My name is Nihan and welcome to your Caviar podcast. And I have my first interviewer ever, Julien. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be on the first one.
We're gonna start with your name. So like the origin of your name. So I read that your dad, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jewish, Iranian, and your mom is 100% French.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what like that upbringing was in your like household growing up?
Well, I know in the U.S. there's a lot of I feel like there's an identity crisis here because when you ask where people are from, even though they're born, raised American with an American passport, they'll say that they're from Italy or wherever they're from, wherever their great grandfather or great grandparents are from. But me, I'm French. I consider myself French. My dad's parents immigrated from Tehran to Lyon in France. Mm-hmm. So my dad was born in Lyon. His first language is French. He doesn't speak Farsi. His older brother does because he's a bit older. And then my mom is blonde with blue eyes. So she is from like a small part of France. So I technically have two French citizen French parents. And I was born in France. So I'm consider myself French, but I have a bit of a heritage look, which is my Iranian heritage,
Yeah. And when did you move to LA?
I moved in...
Or America. Did you move straight to LA?
No. I moved to Montreal, Canada, where I went to college first. That was in 2007, and then I moved to LA in 2013.
You're aging yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, 2013 LA.
Yeah. 2000, so about... I'm on my 11th year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And all your family's back in France?
Yeah. Yeah, my mom is in the south and my dad is still in Lyon, but he's traveling in between Lyon and different places.
Did you start modeling first and then acting, or was it like a natural progression like between the two?
Yeah, no, originally I went to Montreal to study finance, which is what I did. Finance.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you did? You did?
I don't think so.
No? Oh, no, I went to college in finance and minored in marketing.
Okay.
And I think it was my second week in Montreal. I went out because I lived in like a dorm, and some people, I didn't know anyone. They're like, "Hey, we're going out tonight. You want to join us?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we ended up at this really popular gay bar, and the bartender who was giving me free drinks all night, which as an 18-year-old was fantastic, gave me this like note of paper and is like, "You need to go there. I think they'll like you." And I was like, yeah, I put it in my pocket. And I think it's like a week later I did laundry and I found the piece of paper and it was like basically the address of Next Models. Okay. And I was like, all right. And so I just went without an appointment, and they're like, you can't do this. You have to have an appointment. But the owner, not the owner, but like the main guy of the agency was French. So when he saw that I was French, he was like, come sit down. And then they signed me, and this is how I started modeling. But I never really like planned on modeling.
I love that.
So it just happened.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And wait, just to go back, obviously when you were born, you were speaking French, and then automatically they teach you English, or? No.
I went to a very private, difficult school.
Wait, difficult? Why?
No, difficult. Like we had so much homework. It was very competitive. It was not a fun school. Okay. Right. And it was just like super academic, and like it was a tough one. But anyways, and at the age of 6 or 7, because it was an international school, we had to start. We did a week in English and a week in French. Okay. So we would get taught half our curriculum in French, the other half in English. And then when we were at 11, we had to choose between German and Japanese to add in terms of languages. And this is when we switched to regular, like kind of period classes. Yeah. All my friends were doing German, but my dad, having a old school Jewish mentality and his father being taken during World War II, he was like, you're not learning German. He's paying for school. I'm 11, so I don't have my say. So I was like, all right. So I started Japanese, and I continued Japanese till I was 18. And then at 13, we had to start Spanish.
What?
So we did, by 18, I was doing French, English, Spanish, and Japanese, yeah.
So wait, how many languages do you speak?
At the time, 4, but Japanese I forgot.
Yeah.
A lot of it, yeah. I'm trying to pick it back up, listening to tapes and stuff, but
Yeah.
Japanese stuff.
And how's your Spanish? It's kind of similar.
Similar to French, yeah. By then I was fluent. Now I understand. I think I'm at a point where like if you put me in Spain for anywhere that speaks Spanish for maybe a month, I'll be back to fluent.
That's
the first time it's a little like, oh fuck, how do we say this? But
yeah.
When I went to Italy, I felt so bad, but I kept speaking Spanish, and I was I was apologizing to her. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's hard to
saying hola instead of buongiorno, and I was like, oh my god. So.
My cousin just moved to Italy. He's in Milan, and
Nice, yeah.
he was like, I feel so behind because overseas they do teach you like how you were saying from a young age. You already know 3 languages.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're 18, you're like speaking 4.
Yeah.
So he speaks German, Turkish, English, and now he's learning Italian. And I'm like,
well, you speak
Turkish, English, and a little bit of Spanish, but I wouldn't say I'm fluent. But I think it's like...
That's good.
Yeah. Do you watch French films?
Not as much as I want to, because I feel I'm so disconnected to the French culture being here. But I do, though. Like, whenever I have friends recommend it, you know Cocoa?
Oh, the
it's like
anime?
It's a French film festival.
Oh,
that's
no,
here.
I don't.
It's like here every year.
Okay.
And I went like a couple years ago, and one of the main like guests said something about French cinema versus U.S. cinema.
Yeah, tell me the difference about that.
I think it was true. It was like French cinema is very good at telling a big story, but in a very simple way, and with like no means. But American cinema, it's about telling a small story with the most spending and the biggest budget ever.
Special effects.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
But it's true that when I watch certain French films, it's about life. It's like everything is so complicated, and it's like true, real human relationship. It's not just flat.
Yeah. The major difference is the character building.
Yeah.
That they give, I guess, depth when it comes to the characters that they create on screen.
Yeah, it's not one dimensional.
Do you think Hollywood represents the French culture in a great light, or like if they could do something better?
Yeah, I think what I've seen, a lot of times there's a French character that is played by a non-French person. I've seen it a few times. I've seen there's a movie with Timothée Chalamet where he's like a prince, a king. It was on Netflix, The King. And
did it have Lily Depp in it? No.
No, it's but Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
Who's that? Is a fantastic actor. I really like Robert Pattinson, but he plays a French king.
Interesting.
And he's like doing this accent. He just, hey, come here, little boy. And I was like, there are so many French actors that could play this, and you had to give it to, I think he's British.
Yeah.
And I was like, so that's the type of thing. I remember also a scene in The Boys, I think it's first season, when they're like in this.
It's such a good show.
It's such a good show.
Yeah.
But again, they're like in the harbor, there's a whole like battle going on, and there's this, I think he's Haitian guy who's supposed to be speaking French, and he says like a full sentence in French. It is impossible to understand what he says. Clearly that dude does not speak French at all. And he got casted for it. So I would say that sometimes I would like for French people to be have a French actor play French, especially if we're in the era of saying if you're Mexican, you should be played by a Mexican. If you're all that stuff, then it should also apply for languages and stuff. But I also understand the other side, which is we are actors. We're supposed to play. So I'm not only going to play myself.
Yeah.
I need to be able to do something else. So
of course.
I get it, but yeah, I would.
Such an interesting time, I think, in our profession because it's like they want, a Spanish speaking actor or actress like on a show. Mm-hmm. But then like when I watched Gucci, I was like, why couldn't you guys find an amazing Italian actress who has a English accent?
Yeah.
Like that, it didn't make any sense to me. I love Adam Driver, but I was like, and he did great, but I was just like, no, like there's so many options, especially now because, since the pandemic, it's like the self-tape world and all this stuff, it's opened so many doors for so many different actors who can do both. And it's like...
Yeah, it was a little weird to have like American or English actors play Italian speaking English with Italian accent. It was a bit weird.
It's a bit, yeah.
But it would have not sold if it wasn't this cast. So that's the thing. They're not going to get some person who's big in Italy if they're trying to sell the movie in English because we don't know Italian actors.
No, true. So. Cards are upside down. Straight. Okay, I looked at her IMDb, obviously, and there's this one, I'm going to butcher the name.
Go for it.
Le Prince de l'Amour?
Yeah, Prince de l'Amour, yeah.
What is that? Was it like a telenova or...
No, that's probably the biggest mistake that I've made in television and my career and my whole life. Yeah.
Wait,
yeah, and it still haunts me to this day.
Stop, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But also now...
You had to bring that one up.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm curious because it was like the only French name that was there, I think, on your... You have a lot of credits, by the way. We're going to talk about it. You've done some amazing shows.
Okay, it started.
Okay.
Is when I first moved here, you don't know that, but when you're an immigrant, you have to deal with visas and everything.
I do know that, yeah.
Do you? Is it American?
I moved here when I was 7.
Oh, okay. And so I had a visa, etc. And then I got casted for this French TV show that shot here. And I did 30 episodes on that. It's my first acting job.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like The Hills.
Oh.
It was a French version of The Hills. That was called...
That's kind of cool.
That was called Hollywood Girls. So I was playing a lawyer, but basically you would get a deck with what's supposed to happen in the scene, but there was no dialogue. So you had to just kind of... And I was like, yeah, whatever. I mean,
improv.
Yeah, it's kind of like guided improv. I'll do it, and it only will make me better. But I did that because at the time it was a pretty big show in France, and I was like, this is more credits and this is more work for me to show to the immigration here so that I could get my green card.
Yeah.
So this is what I did, and it was great. This was fine.
Yeah.
But then a year later, originally the French Bachelor, the actual Bachelor, reached out, and they're like, hey, we'd like for you to be the Bachelor.
French. Oh, like the show?
The Bachelor.
Okay,
yes.
Got it. See that? Okay.
Well, I was 25, and I did not want to do that because I was like, it's reality TV. No shame against reality TV. It's just not what I want to do.
Right.
And no, at the time I spoke with my team here. I had an agent and manager, and I was like, hey, I got this opportunity. What do you guys think? And everyone on the team was like, yes, do it. I was like, but I don't want to do reality TV. It's going to put me in a box. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, it's in France. First of all, nobody cares here. And it will give you some type of notoriety that we can use here and sell. So I was like, all right. So they flew me. I went there. I met everybody. Everything was done. And I'm going to shoot The Bachelor, be The Bachelor, and have the women date me and whatever. And 3 weeks before production, they replaced me. They're like, we think you're a little too young because we need mid-30s, you're 25. And they're like, the fact that you're an actor might be an issue for our audience.
Interesting.
My mind, I'm like, you couldn't think about that before?
Right.
Before we did everything, but no problem. So I'm like, all right, perfect, great. And then 2 or 3 months later, I get a call from another production, a TV production, and they're doing Les Princes de l'Amour.
Did you turn your...
No, I didn't.
So you grab the lid and then turn it over, and you turn it towards your heart 3 times, and you just manifest something that you want.
All right.
And then turn it towards your heart. There you go. And then I'll look at your fortune when it's...
Oh, fuck. Okay.
It's fine.
The Princes de l'Amour reached out and hey, we'd like for you to be on Princes de l'Amour. So it's basically like The Bachelor, but it's divided in the sense of instead of being one guy, it's 6. And it's divided into 3 categories. So it's 2 handsome alpha type guys, 2 eccentric hipster type guys, and 2 complete nerds, basically. No female experience and stuff. And we're all cohabitating, and then the point is everybody kind of help each other, whatever. And then you have 2 girls per guy come and date you, and then you eliminate 1, and then a new one comes in. So there's always 6 guys, 12 girls.
Okay. And
it just creates a lot of drama and everything. And so I did it at the time, but I think what most people don't understand is that reality TV is so staged. Like,
Yeah.
I was one of the few that already had an exit date, regardless of what was going to happen. I told the production I live in the U.S. I'm not going to date a French girl who can't move to the U.S. There's no point. So
Right.
I'll still play the game, but like looking back, I wouldn't do it again. It's just
Yeah.
it's not a fun show to be on. It's long hours. And mostly the main thing is when I saw it air, I saw how twisted the production is. They
can edit it anyway.
They edit it
Yeah.
in things that make sense to them, but that's not what happened.
Sorry, guys. It's not all what it's amped up to be.
No.
Okay, cool.
So
Go ahead.
that's Le Pensée d'amour. Yeah.
Got it.
So
Thank you.
reality TV show where I dated publicly people on television.
That's fine. Can't be worse than dating in LA.
I've never had an issue in LA. I thought it was always fine, but
I mean, look at you. Stop. You've been here for a while, and I feel like you've booked like so many great things. Two Broke Girls.
yeah.
Jennifer Coolidge. What was that like?
That was
I feel like I met you when you had just filmed that, or
probably. Well, that was not a fun experience either.
what? Why? I used to watch that show.
Well, Jennifer Coolidge was awesome,
Yeah.
and the cast was cool.
Okay.
But that was my first kind of TV appearance. I was a co-star, so yeah, it's like I had 2 scenes, maybe 3 lines total. But the director was such a dick.
Oh no.
Such a dick. I still remember his name. I'm not gonna
No, don't say it.
I'm not name drop.
Even if you want to, but yeah. I'm sorry.
That's fine. And it was
like
just
an actor's worst nightmare is getting on set and just like.
he was just well, first of all, even the main girls were kind of like, oh god, this dude's so annoying. But to me, it was just like there was no respect whatsoever, none.
Yeah.
It's just like I was the pretty co-star dude. He didn't call me by my name. He was like, hey, yeah, come here, just stand right here. We're doing rehearsals. Didn't like obviously, we have to know what we're doing, but this is my first or second job.
Yeah.
I would have liked, but it's not about me, it's about the show, but I would have liked a little, just a bit of...
Just treat me like a human.
Just treat me a little bit. Like, I understand that I don't necessarily know everything's going on, and then you're doing it in front of a live audience.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was just, I just felt like I didn't belong. I just felt like I wasn't, like, good or anything. And I probably wasn't that good, but...
And you're already so nervous getting on there and just, like, having all these internal dialogues.
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst.
Yeah, and then you're in front of the audience or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I remember hosting a little view party with a couple of friends, and then they cut all my lines out.
It's the worst.
And so the only thing I'm doing on the episode is I'm in there, they're showing me, I'm not talking, and then I say, bye.
Oh, no.
And then there's another, it cuts to a scene of me shirtless on a horse.
Hot.
That's it. and I was like, fuck.
Oh,
I was like, I had all these people come here. So to this day, I never
yeah.
talk about a project, post about a project, invite anybody to see it until I've seen it first. And I think as the more you're in it, the less you care about.
I think that's another, I mean, we go through so many emotional ups and downs, but so my first co-star was Westworld.
Yeah.
And I was on set for like 2 days. And literally by the time the pilot airs, I'm trying to like catch myself, and it's in the lab where they're like fixing like the robots and stuff. And literally the only thing you see of my 2 days work is the way it was edited. It's just like this wide shot that goes around. And you hear my laugh because I had to do, that was a weird audition, by the way, too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I had to do 12 different laughs.
Yeah.
And you just hear my voice and you see maybe like a side of me. And I'm like, yeah, cool.
That's
awesome.
it.
Westworld. Great. I did meet Jonathan Nolan, so that was like a really great experience.
Yeah.
But
yeah, this is what we deal with, yeah.
okay. Wait, do you audition a lot for like French shows now overseas, like Netflix and stuff?
Not much, no, because I don't have a team in France, and but like my team here, keeps an eye out.
Yeah.
But they're more focused on US stuff. So obviously, if there's something a French show that casts here, or they're looking worldwide, then I'll most likely audition for it. I mean, the main one is I've auditioned every season for Emily in Paris, and I was pinned every time.
That so bad.
Every season I'm pinned, and then the last season too, I had a connect with one of the producers, and still didn't work out. So
Well, it's still going, so maybe.
Yeah. It seems like they do a lot of local hires though. It's like, I think.
Are you local hire?
No.
You're not?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
Well, no, because I'm auditioning through my US team. So they're not going to pitch me as a local hire.
Got it.
I could be, but.
Yeah. Holidate.
Yeah.
Emma Roberts.
That was cool.
Okay, let's talk about that. What was that like? So that was a good experience.
Yeah, that was a
That
good
was a
experience.
massive movie.
Yeah, we got I think lucky because of the pandemic. That was cool. That was it was a good casting office. I went in there and if just the part felt right. And after I left the audition, I remember being like, oh man, this went really well. I think the director was repped by the same management company that I was with at the time.
That's cool.
So I'm not sure if that helped, but like once I was pinned for it, there might have been a little push. Because I remember talking to my manager and she was like, well, let's see if you're pinned. If you're pinned, we'll try to, keep it within the agency. But again, so yeah, I got that. It was in Georgia. It was fun. And Emma Roberts was cool. Luke Bracey, the guy who plays her love interest, was super nice.
Yeah.
Aussie dude, super, super cool.
And the girl that plays your
my girlfriend
that she runs into, is Nicole.
Nicola Peltz. Yeah. She was sweet. Yeah,
great
super
cast.
nice. No, it was fun.
Yeah,
the whole thing was fun. I became friendly too with the writer. She's very talented, and it was a great.
So this is a project I helped you put on tape, so I'm gonna brag about it. Tiny Beautiful.
Hell yeah! I remember we had a good
and you
time.
booked it.
I booked it. Yeah.
What was it like working with Catherine Hahn?
That was awesome.
She's awesome. I love everything she does.
Yeah. That project, as well as Abby's that I did, it was also a one guest star, is a set where I felt like I was actually part of the crew.
That's nice. How long were you on set for?
I think it was like 4 or 5 days total, because the 2 episodes. But obviously, first day was intimate scene with Catherine Hahn. So there's a lot of meetings about intimacy meetings.
Yeah.
So this is where, obviously it's going to get you a little bit closer, or at least everybody has to be at ease. So they're really working for you to be to feel comfortable and everything. Well, it's a close set when you do this. You have the intimacy coordinator. There's somebody with a robe as soon as you call cut. But yeah, no, she was super fun, super warm. Just like a good person, and fun to work with. And
that's great.
Yeah. I was so hoping they don't show anything because it was honestly I was so stressed that it looked like I had a baby's dick. There was nothing at some point. We're supposed to be having sex at some point standing up, and I was like, if they cut and we see my wiener in there, they're gonna know that we're not having sex because they don't even. It's like you can't even find it. It was really bad. I was so as a dude, I was like, man, come on, bro, this is not the time. Please, just get some flow. And no, I didn't know it could get that small. To be honest, it was bad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So that's
after Euphoria. I'm like, everything just goes.
Yeah, but also if there is an actual shot of it, they usually give you a prosthetic.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
There's a thing on I think is it Theo James and White Lotus.
Yeah.
There's a shot at some point where you see it, and he even says, "Yeah, it's a prosthetic." Everybody thought this was real, but unfortunately, it's not.
But no.
Yeah.
That was a good show. How do you like living in LA?
Yeah, I think so. When I was a kid, I've lived in Caribbean, and I've lived in Lyon in France, and then I've lived in Montreal, Canada, and LA is my fourth place. So far, LA is the one place where whenever I travel outside of it and I'm having a blast, I'm never disappointed to come back.
Yeah, that's when you know.
I don't know if it has to do with LA itself or the life that I've built here.
Yeah.
But what I like about LA is my day-to-day. There's a lot of healthy options to eat if you want to be healthy.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I feel like you're doing a lot of TikTok videos and stuff about you're very much into coffee and healthy eating.
Yeah, I try.
And you went into that because you had a bite of something.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It's kind of a long story, but yes, I got a mosquito bite in 2020. That gave me dengue, and it's dengue fever, and it's about usually, it's about a rough week, which was about a rough week for me, but then I was fine. And 3 months later, I started developing unknown autoimmune issues, mostly inflammatory conditions and skin conditions, which is like gave me a really intense hives and joint swelling. And so at the time, we didn't really make the connection. And so I was here, and I went through so many different rounds of testing, different doctors. I saw my MD, 2 rheumatologists, 2 immunologists, 1 allergist, an infectious disease specialist. I tried so many different rounds of antibiotic, cortisone, all that stuff, cortisone injection, and it just wouldn't go away. So then I started going more of a holistic route. And then eventually through all that stuff, it went away, and then it went away for about 9 months, and then it came back last year, which now we're 4 years post-bite. Post mosquito bite, so it makes me think that it has nothing to do with that. It's something with my immune system.
Oh, interesting.
But my main thing is when I go to the Western medicine, which is rheumatologists, they want to just put you on symptom management treatments. And I don't want to do that because I know from my family being in the medicine field, I know these are they're like poison basically. But it's just you're managing your symptoms, but you're also destroying your body. So it kind of pushed me into more of trying to figure out how to heal through diet, cleaning up the diet and all stuff. I always ate really clean and always looked fit, but there was definitely room for improvement in terms of removing things. And then the good thing about that is that I'm learning a lot, but the bad thing, it's a rabbit hole, and you keep digging and you keep finding stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm at a point now where everything is bad.
Yeah.
Everything I eat is bad.
You can't go down that route.
Yeah.
Too much water is bad. Too much of this is bad. I get it.
Yeah. So now I have a very, very simple nutrition, very basic. I've removed all processed sugar for 5-6 months now. Only fruits and honey.
Yeah.
I have removed all processed carbs, so no pasta, no rice.
Oh wow. What?
I know.
Pasta?
Yeah. You know what? You'd be surprised how you just get used to it.
Yeah.
You get really used to it.
I don't crave meats. I feel like my body gravitates more towards salads and vegetables.
Yeah.
And I feel like just naturally I eat clean. I can definitely improve, but once in a while, I'll crave French fries. I mean, I love French fries. I crave French fries every day, but
I think, everything I've read is if you're thriving and you don't have any issues, just keep eating the way you're eating. Yeah. But while I'm trying to figure out how to heal, I have to be super strict. And once you're healed for a long period of time, this is when you can start reindulging here and there. But right now I'm in the strict phase, and I'm basically doing a very strict kind of elimination diet to help. And my main diet right now is meat.
Nice.
It's meat and fruit. That's pretty much it. I've cut out all veggies. Yeah, you
guys should watch his TikTok videos. It's very informative. When we met, you were single, I think.
Yeah, we met at that hotel. The pool party, I still remember. The one that's on Sunset.
Pool party?
Yeah.
At the Mondrian? No.
We met at Mondrian, yeah.
This is so bad, I don't remember.
Yeah. We met at Mondrian. Party at the time, yeah.
Yeah, and then we became friends, and we've done a couple of...
Yeah, with Tim.
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah, we brought you
with Tim, stuff. We love you. Dating in LA. Give me one ick and one attractive thing that you find in women. You're in a relationship now, so he's not single now, but you were single for a long time, so the
7
dating
years.
life in LA is yes, I'll be like, Julien, this happened. What? Guys, whatever.
Yeah, you're having a hard time planning your match.
But yeah, right now I'm single, and it's been a journey for 2 years. Give me an ick.
Okay, well, coming from a European mentality, I was raised and I've seen around, and the relationship around, that most relationships and dating is a bit more of a partnership than I've experienced in the US. And I think that when people hear this, they think, oh, well, you're a man, you're supposed to be chivalrous and you're supposed to do that. And yes, but for me, chivalry is not paying the bill every time and taking care of you like you're my kid.
Yeah.
financially speaking. Chivalry is opening the door. Chivalry is making sure you're comfortable. Chivalry is picking you up. Chivalry is anything to letting you order first, offering you some of my water, letting you have the first drink. Like it's everything.
Yeah.
But here, it seems like women, not all, but like I've had these experiences like, well, I want an old school guy, you know, I want a man who knows how to treat a woman. But it seems like a lot of time we're talking about monetary and not really behavior. And so I have been with people where I have dated people where it seems like how much you spend is worth more than how much time you put into it. And to me, giving you time is the most valuable thing because I can get time back. I can make money back, but the week that we spend together, this is a week that I chose to spend with you instead of spending with friends, family, or whatever. So that would be an ick for me. That I don't know if it's just LA, it might be just big cities or just the way we are. But that is something like that. When I start to date someone, and listen, first date 1, date 2, date 3, yeah, sure. As a guy, I don't mind paying. I don't like the man has to pursue, but I mean, I still want to feel wanted.
Yeah.
So if I pursue you date 1, date 2, date 3, and then you're never really initiating anything to do something, I'm gonna stop because it's not a one-way situation for me. And I'll always remember one day I went back to France I went on a date with this one girl, and so we went to dinner, and so I paid for dinner, and then we went for a drink, and I was going to pay for the drink, and she like literally threatened to leave. She's like, if you pay for the drink, I will leave. You already got dinner, let me buy the first round. And I was like, oh, it's fine. She like grabbed her stuff and left. I was like, all right. and I remember I was like, yeah, this makes sense. Like
that's how
it's a little bit of a give and take. And then it doesn't mean it has to be like that all the time. It's just like I get dinner, I get drinks tonight, and then maybe tomorrow you buy the movie tickets. And the next,
it's just like the gesture and the mannerism of it. Like I don't do dinner dates on a first day.
No, it's a big commitment.
But if we go out for drinks and like you pay the first round and the conversation is going well, like I don't mind getting the second round.
Yeah.
In fact, I insist and I offer it. And I feel like that's how it should be because, and again, like you said, I don't know if it's LA or big cities, but there's this like such a bad misconception of people's expectations. It's just like, yeah, he needs to have money. He needs to do this. He needs to have please have a job. But like,
when I see that it's appreciated and it's not expected and it's like, oh my God, thank you so much. It just makes me want to give more.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do remember, I think it was probably the first few dates I went here with this one girl, and I just moved here and I was like pretty strapped for cash, and I didn't have a car, so I got an Uber, picked her up in Uber, went to the restaurant, paid for dinner, got the other Uber to the bar, paid for all the drinks, got the Uber back to her place, back. And in my mind, I was like, I had a good time. But it was, first of all, I was strapped for money. And I was like, even if she had like gotten one Uber, I would have been like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, but
nothing.
Nothing.
She's out. We're done.
No. Like first date, I don't mind paying for everything.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't mind. Second date, I don't mind paying for everything. But I would want a little gesture in return, not necessarily financially, but something that shows interest, shows that it's appreciated, that it's not expected. Yeah. It could be anything. It could be like, hey, I usually cook a lot. So I was going to say, hey, I made you dinner, but I'm usually the type that makes dinner. I'm usually the one that makes dinner. But,
you're in a happy relationship now. So you do most of the cooking?
I do a lot of the cooking, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I do a lot of the cooking. She's a great cook too. I think it's because we mostly hang out at my place, and so I tend to be comfortable, and I also like things done a certain way. So I was like, this is how I want my meat cooked. This is what,
I love it. Such a guy in that way.
Yeah, but no, it's great.
The meat.
And she, even she said the first few dates, she was like, the first few dates, I don't really reach out. Like I need to feel like somebody, and I was like, sure, So yeah,
Wait, hold on. So you guys go on a couple of dates? But...
No, the first time that we hung out, we kind of talked about relationships in general and how it is in dating.
Yeah.
And she said like that it's not really in her nature to reach out the first few dates. Like it's like you do date 1 and then she's not going to be like, hey, I had a good time. Like let's do date 2. Like it would, she's kind of saying like, you're going to need to just like plan the first few dates.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
But I told her, I was like, hey,
yeah,
you're gonna have to, like, I was honest. I was like, I don't mind it, but like, if you're not being responsive and stuff, I'm gonna move on.
Right.
You know, and we found a really good groove. And even now, she initiates a lot of activities, and I do, and we're not counting on who does what, when does what, who pays what, who pays this. It's like, it's definitely like it's flowing, and it's very, very, very easy.
You're a guy, so tell me, by like the first date, you know, like if you want to keep it going or not. Like,
I think so. I think you want to, I don't know if you know if it's going to be a long-term thing.
Right.
You know if you want to see the person again.
Yeah.
I would say you know within the first hour.
I know my friends go through people just ghosting in LA.
I think, here's my theory because I've done it. I think that when you date, you hang out with someone and you might not be 100% into it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, I don't know. But the instinct is, yeah, it'll be fun for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I know.
I've been that person.
Yeah, so it's like, you know that it's not that, but you know, you had a good time. Maybe you think there's something attractive about them. Maybe you're horny, I don't know what it is. And so you do the thing and you date, but you're halfway in there, but like you date, you have sex, you do all that stuff, and then eventually you're over it, and so you date, you ghost. I think eventually, maybe as we get older, we start to be a little bit more picky with who we spend our time with.
Absolutely.
And now it's like you're dating, but you're like, do I think this could be an actual match? No. All right, I'm just gonna move on.
Yeah.
You know, but most people don't.
Moving on from dating life in LA because I feel like...
You sure you don't want to talk more about it? You have some bones to pick?
Oh, don't I?
Okay, moving on.
No, dating is great. I feel like...
I mean, I told you, like...
I know.
You have to go, I think... All right, let me rephrase this. I think you will find a better match if you are in an environment that matches who you are.
Yes.
So if you're the type who likes to read and be outside, you have to find activities that is about reading and be outside. If you're the type that likes to work out, you should take workout class, running clubs. And you'll meet people already that are in the same... When I started my whole jiu-jitsu thing, there was one guy that I would partner with all the time. And every time with class he was there, him and I would partner. One, because he didn't smell bad, which so a lot of people smell bad. So I was like, all right, you're clean, I'm clean, whatever.
Yeah.
But the friendship we developed in a year went so fast because right away we already have the same interest towards this martial art.
Right.
Which also means that he is a healthy person, which also means that he cares about recovery because you're hurting after a training.
Yeah.
So we have all these things in common, which makes it that now we're going sauna, cold plunging, we're training. He watches out what he eats. So we have so many things in common that our friendship is like, it grows very fast.
Yeah.
And just because we met there. And so I think that the same thing would apply to dating.
Yeah. No, I agree. I have 10 interesting facts about France.
All right, cool. Do it.
Okay. France is known as the hexagon. How do you say that in French?
Hexagon.
Like
Hexagon.
Hexagon.
Yeah, because of its shape.
Hexagon, yeah. The French consume about 25,000 tons of snails each year.
Really?
And 40 liters of wine per person per year.
Wow. I'm a bad French because I don't drink alcohol and I've had snails once. I thought you were going to say medicine because I know French people are known to be take a lot of medicine.
Oh, I didn't know.
A lot, yeah.
Okay. Like more natural remedies?
No medicine.
Oh.
Like ibuprofen, all that stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. You can eat different cheese in France every day of the year. Like
there's so many
for a year because there's so many.
So 365 cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah?
At least, yeah.
Do you have a favorite? What's like your top
Comté.
two? Huh?
Comté.
Conte?
Yeah, it's kind of like how can I? It's like a hard cheese. It's kind of like, do you know Emmental? Do you know Swiss cheese?
Swiss,
It's kind of like Swiss cheese.
Okay.
It's similar to that. It doesn't have the holes though, but
Okay.
Comté would be my favorite one. And then
Comté.
I would say also Beaufort, which is the same as Comté. It's just a different. It's very similar.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
I
we
love
have one who is very stinky called Saint-Marcelin. This one is strong.
I
but
remember
like
when
that.
I was in Paris for like a week and I brought a bottle of wine and the really stinky cheese. And it, like my whole suitcase by the time I like got home was just like reeked.
Well, you're
But I mean, I wanted it.
you're
I
a felon
wanted the
because you're not
cheese.
allowed to bring that here.
Really?
Yeah, it's illegal.
Oh.
Can't bring cheese. Cheese, cured meats, all that stuff. Yeah,
It was in my checked-in bag, so that's
yeah, not allowed.
why.
Not allowed.
Whoops.
I mean, there is a thing though. I don't drink anymore, but the mix of cheese, bread, and a little sip of wine,
It's
I have
so
to say, like in your mouth, it's like a bomb.
Yeah.
It's really good.
No, it is.
Yeah.
I love it. It's illegal to throw out or burn food that is perfectly edible in France.
Okay.
You guys are very serious about your food.
Yeah.
Which I love. Putting a baguette upside down is unlucky. What is that about? It's literally on every site that I've read about France.
Well, there's no sides. I mean, oh, you mean like flipping it like that?
Yeah, or like putting it upside down. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause there's
upside
like
down?
the flat side
Yeah.
and
Oh shit, I don't know.
you didn't know.
No, I mean,
Well,
why would we know? I've never met anybody who eats it upside down.
Yeah, why would you put it
Yeah,
upside down? I
it's
have
made
no
to be this
idea.
way. Why would you flip it? Like, what
I
type
don't know,
of anarchist
but
society is
It's a
this?
thing. Croissants were actually invented in Austria.
Yeah.
Croissant.
Croissant, yeah.
Croissant.
Well, French fries are in Belgium.
Yeah.
It's not French.
Yeah, I know. French the railway is the second largest in Europe.
Okay.
Just a fun fact for anyone who cares. In 1910, I kind of found this like actually really funny. There was a law that passed where couples couldn't kiss at train stations in France.
Really?
Yeah, because they wanted to keep it less crowded and people were just like
Just making
making
out.
out at train stations. It's a thing.
It's so funny how French have this like this image of just being so passionate, hopeless, romantic. That's true. I don't know if that's true.
Dylan's like, I'm not.
No, I am, but just like nah.
No, you are. You're a great guy. Kilts originated in France, actually, not Scotland.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know. As an actor, I always get like, "What's your favorite movie?" It's like, fuck off. I don't have like
Yeah.
one favorite movie.
Yeah. No.
If you could describe like your personality, like things that you like or genres, if you could give me like 5 movies that describe you, just off the top of your head, what would they be?
Oh man, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for that one. But
Okay, just say.
Avengers: Infinity War.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that one.
You know, it's like when you're an actor,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be this person who loves art.
Yeah.
Art.
I was waiting
listen,
for like a French like.
I like art,
Okay.
but there is a thing about the Iron Man movie, the Captain America Civil War,
Yeah.
like some of these Marvel movies, the way I feel after,
Yeah.
it gets me so excited to be an actor and to just like strive for that.
Yeah.
So that's a feeling that I get when I watch this. I have watched Infinity War 7 times.
Stop it.
It's a 3-hour movie, and I watched Endgame 10 times. Like
So if I were to ask you Marvel versus DC?
Marvel all day. Yeah, all
Okay,
day.
got it. Do you have a favorite superheroes? Iron Man.
Yeah.
My friend Ness would appreciate that so much.
Yeah?
She has one. What's up, Ness?
So it's just about that. It's just like it's a movie that
Okay.
when I watch it, I'm just like in it, and
Okay.
I think this is what movies are for. But then there's also this French movie called Les Petits Mouchoirs, which in English
Mouchoir.
it's translated to White Little Lies.
Okay.
And that's a movie just about friendship and relationship. It's so simple, but you will laugh and you will cry. It is
That's two.
such a good movie. And that's like a good kind of dramedy. There's a French movie, the one that won Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah.
That one was fantastic.
Yeah.
So that would be
Number
up
3.
there. I'm a big It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan. So this is not a movie,
It's not a movie, but
but that type of humor.
I'll take it.
is what I think describes me as well as what I would want to do.
Okay.
And then in terms of shows, I'm tied between Veep, Curb,
Okay.
and The Office.
Okay.
So I would say like my genre is kind of like sarcastic.
Yeah. I feel like
Dry
all of
humor-ish.
those give me an idea of like who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they talk about real stuff, like
Yeah.
sometimes, like some of, even in It's Always Sunny, sometimes it's so absurd, but they talk sometimes about real stuff, and I was like, so that's kind of like how I am. Where it's also noticing dumb behaviors and just going all out with it and just like making fun of them.
Okay.
So that's kind of like where I'm at. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Okay, we're gonna play a quick game.
All right.
So I'm gonna say a word and then just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Croissant.
Good.
Eiffel Tower.
Paris.
Armpit hair.
Blech.
French films.
Intelligent.
Astrology.
Fuck no.
Marriage.
Not a fan.
Napoleon.
France.
French toast.
What's that?
French toast.
French toast. Oh, breakfast.
Beret.
Beret. Oh, hate.
French fries.
Fantastic.
Baguettes.
Morning.
French kiss.
Passionate.
Mona Lisa.
Louvre.
Coco Chanel.
France.
And Givenchy.
Givenchy. Fashion.
Did I say that right?
Givenchy.
Givenchy.
Givenchy. Yeah.
Justin, who's my producer, you guys. How did you say it when you first heard that word?
I always thought it was Givenchy.
Givenchy.
Givenchy. Givenchy.
Givenchy.
With the Turkish coffee, now that you turned it over.
Yeah.
So this is like it's tradition. After you turn it over and you feel the top and it's cold, when you open it, you can kind of tell, it's like you're supposed to be able to tell your fortune.
Okay. So how do you learn? But
I think I did mine wrong.
you need to be certified to know how to read this?
It's one of those things, like, I've never been to a psychic. I'm very protective of that stuff, but also I don't believe everyone that, can do it. I've had one guy look at my Turkish coffee grains and he got it right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for 3 years, he had, like, everything he said kind of came true. I've never been able to find it.
I think we probably let it sit like that too long.
I think so. Let me see. I mean, you just have very clear road and...
A road to success.
A road to success.
Great.
That's what we're going to say.
Perfect.
Great. Love it. Yeah, I know. We should have turned it over. Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being my first interview.
You're welcome. Pop the cherry, I'm glad.
You did.
Yeah.